it's bumps, bruises, bashes or bangs, getting a knock on the head is so common for so many children, and especially in the summer holidays when they've been diving into pool, they've been on the bike. You're always just doing more activities and dares, shall we say.
Yeah,
I got my
kids.
sister to jump out of a tree and
Nice.
I just put like a sheet on the floor saying it would catch her. Broken leg later.
But it did catch her.
Oh,
you were right.
It did something. But yeah, this is the kind of thing that happens in some holidays. We get bored, we get inventive.
And you got to let kids live. You got to let them be kids. But each year, nearly 300,000 children do end up in A&E for head injuries alone. Now, most of the time, they're just being picked up and they get a plaster and a peck in the cheek and everything's OK. Sometimes they can be far more serious, even life-threatening. That's what we're discussing today. When do you know, right?
Well, this is it, because how do you know the difference? So, paediatric emergency consultant Dr. Anna, she's our expert. She's here to help.
Good morning.
Thank you for being on the show, Anna.
Morning.
It's one of those things, there's an incredible stat. Is it something like over the summer holidays, how many A&E visits?
Oh, I mean, the stat is something like 300,000, but I think we see so many.
Yes.
So many. Because it's something that happens to that newborn baby that has just decided it's going to roll for the first time ever off the bed.
Yep.
All the way through to the teenagers who up to, I don't know, they're skateboarding, they're biking, they're scooting, whatever, and have an injury. So, yeah, it happens all the time to everyone.
Well, that's right, because for the older end, we've got Freshers Week coming up and there'll be different related accidents there as well, which I can tell you're very familiar with.
And you can't avoid it. That's the most important thing. It's like your kids are going to bash their heads. It's going to happen.
100%. And it starts literally from when they're starting to walk, because you fall learning to walk because you're learning about your balance. So it's, you know, literally with us from the beginning.
So I suppose how do you tell is what we want to get at, because, you know, my little girl, she's so close to walking now and she has banged her head already on the other side of the cot. There's massive bruises, but you're never quite sure when it's, like, a problem.
Well, most of the time it's exactly that. And they cry a little bit, they're a little bit quiet, they might be a little bit sleepy because they've just had an adrenaline surge, they've had an accident. And all of that is fine. A little bit of cowpole, a hug, and then the personality creeps back and you're like, yeah, you're fine. That's good. When do we worry? First 4 hours after an injury, first 24 hours after an injury. That's your sort of your time critical period. But initially, it's what happens as soon as they've had that injury. So was there loss of consciousness? We'd be worried about that. Everyone would be nervous with that. Have they been vomiting? 1 vomit, happy with, don't mind that. 2 vomits, I'm getting a little bit nervous. 3 vomits, come and see us in A&E, please. Because these are all signs that there might be a bleed in the brain or there might be bruising in the brain. So we want to see that, we want to treat that earlier rather than later. Are they showing you any signs of confusion, extreme drowsiness? So drowsiness is okay, but drowsiness that you can't wake up, you just, you know, they fall back to sleep again. That child I need to see. And also those that are losing function. I mean, it sounds really obvious, but the smile that's wonky, the closing the eyes but only one will close, we need to see those. We need those in 999.
I think it's really interesting that you're saying a little bit of being ill is OK, a little bit of vomiting is OK, a little bit of... You don't need to rush to the hospital straight away. Because I know of the first couple anyway.
Yeah.
You know, the 4th one, bless them. But
I'll be right.
you do panic and you're probably at that stage now.
Yes, of course, because you don't know any different. Yeah.
So take a breath.
Completely, and there are 2 amazing apps and websites. So the British Red Cross does a baby and child first aid app, and they've got really good advice in that for head injuries. And the Healthier Together, so the NHS, both online and as an app. And they make that age-specific to your child, so you can easily have a quick look at that and see if there's any worrying signs from that. 111, give them a quick call if you're worried. Urgent Care Centre, they can help you. Or, of course, there's us in A&E 999.
And are there signs that just immediately you go, just look out for this? Like, you know, like if there's a massive egg on the head kind of thing.
Oh, my word. Egg on the head, they come up immediately. And they look horrendous.
Yeah.
These huge, great things. Little bit of frozen peas, no more than 10 minutes, please, because otherwise that damages the skin, just to help it go down a little bit. Perfect, you can do that at home. They may have a cut. Now, most children cut themselves this way rather than this way. Law of sod. If it was this way, it would heal beautifully. This way, less beautifully. But again, you can stay at home because if you can bring the skin together, you can put steri-strips on it. So if it's a big open wound like this and really deep and has gone through multiple layers of tissue, we need to see that. We need to stitch that. If it won't stop bleeding, we need to stitch it. But if you can literally just put it together, then you can just apply some steri strips over the top. At home, oh, I'm dropping things everywhere.
I never even thought to just have them in. That's such a good idea, because I've even needed steri strips myself, and I went to A&E to get it done. I should have just done it myself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Easy peasy. No
bit of a spray, anything in there, or do
you just can do. I'd rather just keep it clean and open to the air so that it dries. Because what we don't want is a waterproof plaster on there, because then you get this warm bacterial soup and it can get infected. So obviously a little
bacterial soup.
This isn't really what you want. So just give it a good old wash before you clean it. Just tap water.
So tap water underneath, rinse, make sure all the dirt's out, so if you've grazed themselves, and then you just make sure you've got some steri strips in, and just how many would you put across just until it's covered?
If you start in the middle, and then the middle again, until you feel that's together and firm. I mean, we've done one here, and they're just about 1 centimetre apart, but if it needs a bit more, it needs a bit more.
I love steri strips.
They're good, aren't they?
Oh,
they do their job.
They do
I was going to say, you've got a family, big family,
mainly on me,
3 boys.
Yeah.
And let's say you can't put it together with steri strips and you want to come in, you can do a little bit of bandaging at home. So this is just gauze. You can put pressure on to stop the bleeding, and you may need to be that pressure to stop the bleeding. Because if it hasn't stopped after about 10 minutes, it's probably not going to.
Okay.
So you can put pressure on for a good 10 minutes and then have a quick peek, and if it stopped, happy days. If not, keep the pressure on and come and see us. And you can easily just tie a bandage around it too. You know that lovely pirate look?
Yeah.
That's no problem at all.
I'm thinking about England prop forward.
Yes. That would be the ears too, wouldn't it?
There you go, yeah. How do you know when it's too deep for you to handle and you need to get to a doctor?
There's a few things. Obviously, seeing a bit of fatty tissue, I mean, that would make anyone run to hospital, I think. Also, if there's loss of function, so let's say not the head necessarily, but if it's on the hands and suddenly they can't move that finger, then it may have gone through tendons or other bits and pieces. So that's important, and loss of sensation as well. We want to see those because we can sometimes stitch those nerves back up again.
Oh, there we go then.
Such good advice.
Great
no
advice.
need to panic.
Deep
You're going to have years of this ahead of you.
Steri strips.
Yeah.
Get them in.
But if you're worried, just go to A&E, go to your doctor.
Absolutely.
If it does concern.
111 will give you great information. Those 2 apps will give you great information. And ultimately, if it's an emergency, come see us.
And look, having been knocked out a few times, you know when someone's knocked out. You do know.
And it hasn't affected you at all.
No, completely
Craig.
normal.
You would never.
Completely normal. It always works out. Thank you so much.
Not
Brilliant.
Thank
Thank
you
you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.